Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here I am with another video for you guys today. And today we'll be doing a full playthrough on the classic arcade beat 'em up Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. But before I go any further, let me just say, if you like this video, any of the videos on the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're a big fan of the content, head over to Mikey J Productions, my main channel, and become a member. We got a great community we're building, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. But let's get into our full playthrough on the classic arcade beat 'em up Cadillacs and Dinosaurs after the intro coming in now.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
JP!
I want
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
Call your cable company and say I want my
MJP!
So next up we have our main event of the evening, and this is a full playthrough of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Mrs. Mikey J is playing this one with me. And again, this is being played on the iiRcade.
I'm not a man or machine. I'm just something in between.
Pink Cadillac.
I'm all love, a dynamo.
You know, there was a few songs on this that I didn't include that I maybe could have, like Walk the Dinosaur or something like that. I'm trying to stay a little bit on the harder side of music. But, so like Pink Cadillac, yeah, that would probably, that's more of a pop song for sure. Oh, that's true. Springsteen does do Pink Cadillac, doesn't he? Well, you got me there. I missed that one. This is Mikey J says, you're going to have dinosaurs in your dinosaur game, right? Yeah, and that's one of the things that, well, I do really enjoy this game, but, it's definitely not as dinosaur heavy as one would maybe hope. Ashley is here, and they say, put up a parking lot. That's Joni Mitchell's song, isn't it? And of course, I am player one, Jack, and the missus is Hannah Dundee. Step says, I request Steel Panther Glory Hole. I'm not playing Glory Hole, Steps. That song is just... Oh, that song's just over the top. A little bit too much. You know, and they were on, was it America's Got Talent? Steel Panther was? I know that. It's definitely, possibly the crudest song I've ever heard. I will say that. And that says something. There's definitely some rock and rap songs that are pretty crude, but Glory Hole might take the cake, for lack of a better term. So I know Papa Brad's a big fan of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I think he said he actually prefers this game over Final Fight, which is it's an interesting take. Final Fight is so classic for me. He said 100%. For me, Final Fight, uh, Double Dragon, those two for this style of beat 'em up, you know, where you're like in the streets fighting bad guys, the non-licensed ones, anyways. General, this one's kind of licensed because it came from a comic book and stuff, but I mean, like the Ninja Turtles and Simpsons and stuff. To me, those are a different. They're in a different category. Yes, it is the Ramones. Rest in peace. The freak pop. So how's my mic and everything out there tonight, everyone? Can you hear me good? You know, I just realized something, but this Ashley is probably a troll account. Ooh. Who we got here, everyone? Mrs. Mikey says, good volumes tonight. Good. Always try to have a good mix, you know, where you can hear the music and hear me a bit. I much prefer Little Person. Bobby Vu says, MJP, I'll send you a sneak peek of my Knight Rider in a bit. Show it in here only. Oh, okay. Giving me Bobby Vu's gonna give me a insider scoop here. Anyone know who sings this one? So who out there, when they were in the arcades and everything, remembers, you know, hearing the rock music and everything playing in the background? You know, you hear all the arcade noises and everything, but there's usually some kind of music playing. Yeah, it is some Creedence Clearwater Revival. Ashley says, I love insider stuff. You know, I forgot to grab my water. The missus wanted to bring me my water. That would be fantastic. I believe it's on the counter, honey. And she heard me. So the first time when we got to this guy, I'm like, man, dude's just slaughtering a poor Stegosaurus, just chopping him up. The butcher. And You know, I gotta say that when it comes to these classic arcade games, these old arcade games, if there is a dark-haired female character, they are always dressed in red. Well, maybe I shouldn't say always, but the vast majority of them are wearing red. You know, you almost wonder why that is. Thanks, honey. I've been trying to get my wife to wear more red. She's got dark hair. You got Mai Shiranui. She wears red. You have Tia from Breaker's Revenge. You have isn't her name Blaze from Streets of Rage? She wears red. Step says I request C is for Cookie Monster. Cookies. So Steps, I tried to get some Iron Maiden in for you. For yeah, Ava Wong from that's Resident Evil, yeah. I was trying to get some Iron Maiden in for it was either Mortal Kombat 3 or I think it was Mortal Kombat 3, and the song was too long. Hallowed be thy name. So but just know if I have some extra time tonight and I do some more live gaming, I'll put on some more Maiden for you. You know, I gotta say, Mrs. says, I like Grover near far. Step says, Hallowed be thy name. That is arguably their best song and it's in my top 5 for sure. Yeah. Well, I'm no Maiden diehard like you are. Like I'm sure you have all their albums and everything. I just I have what I have, and that's one of them that I have. But I put some of them in my StreamYard. I also have Aces High and Number of the Beast in here as well. But honestly, they're probably a band I should probably listen to more of, you know. They're definitely more in the metal category. I'm more on the hard rock side than the metal side myself. I do like metal, don't get me wrong. But push comes to shove, I'm gonna be on more of the Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Van Halen side than the Iron Maiden and Metallica and Megadeth and stuff like that.
No, don't take them off. Leave them on.
Papa Brad says, Grover counted down our top arcade one-ups on the iiRcadians. I remember that. Yeah, that was fun. Can't touch this. Can't get more early 90s than Jump. You can't touch this, right? Yeah, that was fun, Papa Brad. That was fun. Mrs. Mikey says you should have used the count. Ah ha ha. But what I was gonna say is, I obviously I've played this game before. I did this before. I did this here. but I don't know that I ever fully played through it. If I did, I don't remember. So that's fun to get a full playthrough on it. Papa Brad says, finally, Bucky O'Hare is running on my iiRcade. Yeah, that's why I was actually a little bit late today. I got all the arcades and everything on, and so I was like, well, you know, guys have been porting over more games on the iiRcade, so let me shoot some over on there. Like I got the Donkey Kong Mini, I got that put up there, and what was that other newer one? Bobby Boo ported over the Metroid one. I got that on there, and all the new ones. Step says, yes, you should. I recommend listening to Number of the Beast album in full. Killer, Paul Diano singing, Power Slave, and Somewhere in Time. If you haven't listened to those, Somewhere in Time is my favorite. Power Slave, I used to have that song. I don't think I had the whole album, but I had that song. And I was looking through my MP3s and I couldn't find it. So somehow I must have lost it over the years, or I don't know what happened, but I know I had Power Slave at one time. But yeah, for beat 'em ups, for me, there's basically 3 different kinds of beat 'em ups. You have those that are like Double Dragon and Final Fight, which I would definitely put this one in that category. And then, even though this one kind of rides the line a little bit, which I'll get to in a second. And then the next category is your fantasy medieval beat 'em ups. You know, your Golden Axe and the double Dungeons and Dragons games and Knights of the Round and stuff like that. And then your third category is your licensed beat 'em ups, your Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, and that's why I said this one kind of rides the line. It's technically, I would say, it's technically a licensed beat 'em up, but if you're gonna put it up against Ninja Turtles and Alien vs Predator, it's not gonna do so hot. But if you put it in the Final Fight Double Dragon category, I think it compares better to those. Step says, on Somewhere in Time, there's this song, Stranger in a Strange Land. It's about frozen bodies being found in Inuit Canada 100 years later. The guitar solo is God tier. Oh. Well, I like me some God solo or God tier guitar solo, that's for sure. And, when I was listening to Hallowed Be Thy Name, like I said, I was going to put that in my Mortal Kombat 1/4 challenge. But the song was just way too long. And I was like, I can't go cutting out, the best part of the song as it gets later on down in it. Steps will have my head on a platter. So that's why it got cut there. But I definitely heard the similarities with Deep Purple. You said they were influenced heavily by Deep Purple, and I'm definitely a lot more familiar with Deep Purple. Step says Ninja Turtles is greater than Simpsons by far. I agree. I'm actually of the opinion that Simpsons is a very overrated beat 'em up. It's just, after you've done the first couple of levels, first 2 or 3 levels, it doesn't offer much more originality past that. that's why, like, it's not one of those ones that I'm like, ooh, I gotta have Simpsons. Like, I'm like, eh. Bucky O'Hare's better. Battletoads is better. Yeah, there's a lot of beat 'em ups that are better than the Simpsons. I wholeheartedly agree. Which Ninja Turtles, those are S tier ones for me. Which I'm not saying they're the best ever, but as far as the licensed ones go, they're a lot more fun. Yeah, Turtles, Sunset, Moon Mesa, those are all fantastic. Yeah. Konami, they were probably the you could maybe say they were the king of the beat 'em up. You know, I mean, I know Capcom put out a lot of great ones as well. But I mean, if you think of a Capcom beat 'em up, most people are gonna say Final Fight. That's probably gonna be the first one that comes to mind. But when you think of Konami, you know, you're gonna think Ninja Turtles and all those other ones in the game. Sub says the best Simpsons game is Road Rally. I don't know that I've ever played that. It wasn't an arcade game, was it? Sub says, according to Biggie D, Arcade 1 will not be getting more Konami titles. Yeah, that's what the news is. There's been a lot of shakeups in the Arcade 1-Up front, that's for sure. Or that's the rumors, anyways. Which Rexer says that he got that information from John D. Which, you know, that's very likely. Especially since he's no longer employed with Arcade 1-Up, he might not have anything to lose. And so you know, you throw the baby out with the bathwater sometimes, I suppose. Because it all sounds like some pretty reputable information. You know, it doesn't just sound like somebody pulling just stuff out of the thin air. Stuff says GameCube game was Road Rally. Oh yeah, okay. Anybody know this band? Stuff says all the info sounds likely. They pulled all the glitch inventory they had to Ollie. Yeah, they did. So they got rid of that problem. Yeah, to try to make some quick money. Absolutely. No, it is not Warren. Incorrect, my dear. No, not Warren. Step says they won't make Blitz anymore. No way. Yeah, Blitz was a big letdown. So was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it looks like. They put a lot of stock into those titles, and they didn't perform. No, it is not White Snake. It is not Motley Crue either. Step says, so if you want it, get it. You know, I thought about it, but the No Late Hit is a big turnoff for me. It is. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's a pretty big change on the game. Is it one of those W ones? Kind of. It was Great White. So yeah, there's Great White. Google is your friend, honey. So who's this one? Step says Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they said they wish they made more so that they could have sold more before everyone found out it didn't work. Yeah. That's got to be one of the biggest disappointments you know, the arcade one-up is done today is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And all the YouTubers that they paid money to shill that thing. You know, and I'm not just talking about in the community. I'm talking about, like, you know, and the YouTube as a whole. Step says that was legit what was said, and yeah, they sold all those Marvel vs. Capcom 2s to start, then they made more later, but everyone knew already it was broken. Bobby's gotta go get clean. It wouldn't be a stream if Bobby wasn't taking a shower. A proper home arcade community stream does not truly exist if Bobby Boo's not in the shower. Skid Row. Yeah, they even say so in the song, right? Bonus points. Who is the lead singer of Skid Row? And Google is not your friend. Step says Marvel vs. Capcom 2 really upset me a lot. Like I felt like really screwed over. Like that is a lot of money to me. Yeah, I hear you. It is Sebastian Bach. Yeah, I've always tried to get all of my cabs, all of my arcade one-up cabs on discount. I think I paid $500 for Big Blue. That might have been, or maybe it was $450 with the Kohl's cash. I got it through Kohl's with Kohl's cash and all that. So that one is one of the more expensive ones. My pinball, my arcade one-up pinball, that one I think was my most expensive. I want to say I pre-ordered that one, bought that one right out of the gate. But the rest of them that I have, I actually paid clearance prices or got real good discounts on them all. I'm definitely in the category of I wait for the things to go on sale. I find out what kind of deals are available before I go pulling the trigger on them. Step says, I don't like Motley Crue. They need to stay retired as promised. I'm not a huge Motley Crue fan either. I mean, I don't hate them. I do like some of their songs, but what they have going on here the last year and a half has really solidified my stance on Motley Crue. That's one of the reasons you haven't heard me play any Motley Crue on this show yet. It's because I'm actually not a huge fan of them. They're basically going out there and lip syncing and charging people, you know, big money, and to me that's not okay. I would rather see a singer go out there and do it, and you know, maybe not be what they were in their prime, as opposed to go out there and lip sync and everything. That's not okay. This is Mikey J. Sebastian Bach, he was on Gilmore Girls. He was. Step says, yeah, well, Marvel vs. Capcom was the whole reason I started this mess, so for me that was like the most important. The rest of them didn't really matter to me, but Street Fighter Online has mattered for me, funny enough. Speaking of which, your tournament that you're doing this weekend, I can play that on Big Blue, right? Because I may enter that. It was probably get smoked to go out in the first round. I was meaning to talk to you about that. Step says, I've been tempted on the Ollie Blitz, but I keep trying to stop myself from stupid. Well, for me, I'm waiting for somebody to put Blitz, even if it's the Dreamcast Blitz, on my iiRcade, and then I'll be good. I'll have Blitz, I'll be able to play it, and I'll be happy. Step says play Snakebite by Alice Cooper. Oh, I might have to look into that one. Good suggestion. I don't know if I've played any Alice Cooper yet. Oh, it's September 16th, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I got you. Yes, you can. I know you know a lot of the really good players, so like I said, I'll probably go out in the first round. But speaking of which, I might have to look into doing the mystery encoder thing with my Big Blue, because there is input lag on that thing. I haven't seen anybody guess this one yet. It's evolution, baby. Uh-oh. I'm sure no one knows this song. Oh, Papa Brad was on it. Pearl Jam. Yes, sir. Steve Miller again. Yes, but it's Jungle Love. You're in the jungle. I suppose I could have put Welcome to the Jungle in there as well, but okay. Yeah, this one was an easy one. Papa Brad says, don't let the dinosaur step on you. Yeah. Steps we do as well. We do as well. It reminds me of Everybody Loves Raymond. We still watch that show. Not every day, but quite often. It's one of my favorite things. I think it's Yes, that is Blanca. I said the same thing, Papa Brad. I was like they snuck Blanca into this game. You treat me like I was your ocean. You swim in my blood when it's warm. You know, and Easter egg, yeah. Protect you and keep you from harm. I guess one critique I would have on this game is I didn't find the boss fight all that memorable, I guess. Like, it would have been fun to like fight somebody riding like a T-Rex or something. I don't know, you know. That's why, like, you know, when we were playing it, and this is, you know, still the lines from Jurassic Park. There are going to be some dinosaurs in your dinosaur game, right? Papa Brand says Rexer is a fan of this game. Well, how can you not be? It's seriously one of the best one of the best beat 'em ups that Capcom. Step says, well, Rexer is a dinosaur, so that makes sense. He's the T-Rexer. Where did he even get that name? Rexer. You know, it's to me it's kind of funny where some of these names that everybody has come up with, what everybody's come up with, where they come from. Like I've been meaning to ask Nick where he got his name from. Because as you guys know, there's 2 Nixes in the community, and then there's a game on the iiRcade now. It's called Pirate. It's a lot like Blood Brothers, but you're playing as pirates, and it's made by Nix. It's got Nix all over you. You load it up and you just see Nix, 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 Nix. But meaning to tease him about it. Hey, you did a good job on this one, Nick. I know he's a big fan of Blood Brothers too. So it makes sense. Like I said, it's basically a pirate Blood Brothers. Step says Nix was the name I used when I did. I'm not gonna say that word, but it was given to me by the producer. Yeah. I won that level. Yeah, this game definitely gets almost like an alien xenomorph slash mutation kind of vibe going on. Oh, speak of the devil, you say his name too many times and he appears. Rexer is here, welcome to the show. He says, my favorite beat 'em up right here. Yeah, speak of Beetlejuice. Says it's fantastic. Well, since you're here, Rexer, you can tell us, where did you come up with your name? Because Stubbs was saying you're the T-Rexer. So you tell us, how'd you come up with the name Rexer? Which, in case you guys didn't know, Rexer has the #1 arcade 1-up show in the entire universe. If you're going to watch one arcade 1-up show, his is the one to watch. Mrs. Mikey says, I enjoyed playing it. Yeah, I did too. I look forward to playing these games with you, honey, playing through them, and we have a good time. Oh, he says, friends used to call me Rex for Rex Chapman when we played basketball. So they say you looked like Rex Chapman, or you shot like him, or was he just one of your favorite players? But I know about Rex Chapman. But yeah, Rexer, this stream plays some classic games and we listen to some rock and roll music. No, this is what do you want to call it? A monetized free stream. No money can be made here. Rexer says, was my favorite player, then Rex became Rexer somehow. Yeah, it's funny how that happened. Yes, it is Joan Jack. And of course, here is the elevator level. Most of your beat 'em ups have to have the old beat 'em up or the old elevator level. What's a beat 'em up without a good elevator level? I ask you. When we were when I was telling the missus about this game, I I said, so you'll be playing as a big-breasted brunette character, you know, and my character is just a generic 80s action hero with a white shirt and jeans. And I wasn't looking at the game when I said that. And so it was, and I wasn't 100% sure that that's what Jack looked like, but I was kind of, you know, picturing him in my head. And sure enough, that's exactly what he was. Step says, Joan Jett is the sexiest senior citizen alive. Oh, between her and Pierce Brosnan. Well, we know Step's, what she looks for. Bobby Boo's nice and squeaky clean. Yes, it is Joan Jett in the black heart. You are correct, sir. It is not the runaway. Not the runaway. Well, because Joan Jett wasn't the singer in the Runaways. She was just the guitar player. A rhythm guitar player, because Lita Ford was the lead guitar player in the Runaways. Sherry Curry, she was the singer in the Runaways. And then after the Runaways broke up, Joan Jett, she became even more successful than the Runaways were solo. And then Lita Ford, you can make an argument she became even bigger as a solo artist than she was with the Runaways as well. She had a couple of hits back in the 80s. Papa Brad's like Sublime. Yeah. Sublime is like the... I know it's probably not a good comparison to say they're like the Leonard Skinner of like my age group. But every band that I ever played guitar in, we always played at least one Sublime song, and usually it was What I Got. So I've always said, like, you know, when you hear people say, you know, play Freebird, play Freebird. For people of my age, you know, growing up in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s, it was What I Got. That was the song. We like I said, every band, and I played in quite a few bands. I mean, I can't even tell you off the top of my head, but every single one of them we played What I Got. Step says, what? WTF, did they make Blanca a frog in this game? Yeah. I wish I was only 30 steps. I wish. I'll actually be 42 in a couple of weeks. I think 42. Yeah, I'm 41 now. Right? Tell you, after you hit 40, it's like, what else? They just kind of meld together. Rexter says that's Bludge, not Blanca. It's Blanca's illegitimate brother. But yeah, that's the first thing I said. Like, hey, they got Blanca in this game. But yeah, Sublime was a popular band, at least in my neck of the woods. Hey, Richard Cranium is here. What's up, man? And I've told him before, and I'll say it again. He might have the best name out of anybody I've ever come across on YouTube. Just think about it. Richard Cranium. He's a thinker. He says, hey, Mikey J, I'm 39, hitting the big 40 in like 7 months. Yeah, Like I was just saying, it's all gonna start melding together, man. Papa Brad said Sublime blew up after the singer died. Kind of sad. It was Brad Howell, I think was his name. Or, Brad something or other was his name. But he I remember hearing the song Wrong Way before he died, and that was already hit, and I watched it on MTV and all that, and then and like I was already like a fan of the song, and like I was starting to get into the band, and then yeah, sure enough, like I remember seeing like the MTV news reporter when he died. Richard Cranium says, well, thank you, Mikey J. Yeah, whatever happened to Everclear? Yeah, they were pretty big for a minute, and then yeah, they've kind of gotten quiet. I might have to look at. I'm pretty sure I have. I don't know if I want to say their whole discography, but I have a lot of their songs. I might have to look into them and see. Get some of their stuff in a future episode. Yes, this is Pat Benatar. Papa Brad, Richard Cranium says, Papa Brad, I drank it all. She says, that's not my guess. I was just thinking of what other female singers. Oh, crap, I was right. Yeah. Well, Pat Benatar's got a very distinctive voice, at least to me. And here's a little bit of, because, you know, MJP, you know, I got the whole MTV thing going on there. You know, I'm sure you guys have seen it. The very first music video ever played on MTV was Video Kill the Radio Star, which was appropriate. But the second video, this is a little bit harder, lesser known information, was actually this song by Pat Benatar, the second music video ever played on MTV. Step says, I recognize the voice but couldn't put my finger on it. Richard Cranium says, LOL, Everclear is very rough liquor if you've never had it, never heard of it. I've drank some. I've drank some moonshine before as well. They're which I don't drink anything anymore. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at that. But I haven't had a drop of alcohol since 2018, December of 2018, so almost 2019. It's I don't feel bad. I don't feel sorry for myself because I did plenty of drinking in my 20s and 30s. 20s specifically. But so I don't feel sad for myself. Papa Brad says, this is a long beat 'em up. It sure is. Yeah, I think it's like just about an hour exactly to do a full playthrough on this game. Step says, Pat Benatar did a cover of Shooting Star, a Harry Chapin song, and that is how I discovered her. I'll have to look into that. I don't know if I've ever heard that one. And Mrs. Mikey J says, she sings the heck out of Independence Day with Martina McBride, too. She sure does. It's actually probably the song that made me become a fan of hers. It was, I think I just came across it on YouTube or something once, and I was never a Martina McBride fan. As I've gotten older, I've started to listen to more and more country music, but you know, obviously rock and roll is number one for me. But yeah, it's one of those covers where, if I'm honest, I wish Martina wouldn't even sing and just let Pat Benatar sing it. She adds that, she gives that rock edge to it on a country song, and I told Mrs. Mikey J, like, I would if she did a full album of country covers but rocked them up a bit, I wouldn't care if it was Carrie Underwood songs or Shania Twain songs or whatever. Like, it would be awesome, and I would buy it. Step says, I don't like the alcohol, but I'll take a little cig-a-weed. And then she says, Kiss. No, this is not Kiss. Guess again. I thought for sure you would know this one, Steps. Goofy says, I feel like I'm back in the 80s. Well, that's the whole point, man. And welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the party. Papa Brad says, twice the length of many of them. Battletoads is a long playthrough as well. Yeah. It seems like, 45 minutes or so, I would say, is probably about the typical time for a playthrough on a beat 'em up. But some of them, they do push to about an hour. The longest one that I've played so far is probably Shredder's Revenge. That one's probably an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. But, that's a modern one, so it's a little bit different. Richard Cranium says, very nice, Mikey. You're not missing anything. Drinking is one of those things that you either give up or you become an old drunk. Yeah, I've had more than my share of alcohol over the years. I've had more than enough for most people. And it's not like the missus asked me to quit drinking or anything like that. It was health reasons, which I'm not going to get into the specifics there. But yeah, it was a health related situation. Papa Brad says, I played it to the end with Steps. Cadillac and Dinosaurs? Steps says, wait, this isn't even Kiss. LOL. Wow, I thought it was Lick It Up when I first heard the notes. Way off. Yeah, I'm actually not a big Kiss fan, in all honesty. Detroit Rock City is probably the one Kiss song that I do kind of enjoy. But for the most part, I might as well kiss my ass. If I'm honest. Goofy Foot says, pup Steps. Richard Cranium says, do you remember a game called Streets of Rage? Absolutely I do. And we were trying like crazy to get Streets of Rage 4 on our machines back there. It didn't end up happening. Maybe it will in the future. See what Bobby Foo's got up to, but yeah. Step says, LOL, the last time I did a Puff Puff was like 5 years ago at a Whitesnake concert. And Carlo is here. Hey, Carlo. He says, this is one of my all-time faves, Mikey. Yeah. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It's a good one. You can't deny it. Papa Brad says, Oliver Anthony, rich men of north of Richmond is interesting. He came out of nowhere. I'm not sure what you're referring to, man. Carl says, hi, Mrs. Mikey. I quit drinking years ago. Best decision I've ever made. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a decision that I made on my own. It was an influenced decision. But if I'm honest, I don't really miss it. Mrs. Mikey says, I've heard of that song, Papa Brad. Papa Brad says, Battletoads. Step says, I don't like Kiss, but I have a crazy Kiss story. Step says, yeah, I don't listen to much Judas Priest, but Turbo Lover is a fun one, lol. I'm not a huge Judas Priest fan either. But you know, I'm trying to mix it up for this show and not give you guys my personal favorites over and over again. You know, gotta have a variety. Papa Brad says, I am playing the right Penguin Wars Carlo, a game with the pink balls in it. Penguin Kun Wars. Bobby Boo said, I used to be really good at Mortal Kombat, now I forgot all the moves. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And Mortal Kombat, it's kind of a unique beast. Like, if you're good at Street Fighter, you can take those skills to King of Fighters and Fatal Fury and a lot of other fighting games. But Mortal Kombat, yeah, it's a different beast. Step says, someday just come on here and play all traditional polka music. Carla says, it's a fun game. Hope you like it, Papa. So we're getting towards the end of the game. This is the final boss. And look at him, he's got like a xenomorph coming out of his gut. Papa Brad says, I am playing versus a panda. You know, like I've said before, I always try to pay attention to the first song and the last song. And originally I had this song as the beginning song. But I kind of liked it at the end a little bit better. Step says, is this Genesis, Phil Collins? It is a Genesis / Phil Collins song, yes. But this is actually Disturbed playing it. And they do a great cover of this song. I debated playing the original, I will say that, but Game City is here. Hello, Game City, welcome to the show. They said, you reached the final stage. I sure did. And look at that. Mrs. Mikey J gets the win, the kill shot on the final stage. Yes, Disturbed. And what's funny, as we were playing this, Step says that's why it sounds different. I had a run-in with Peter Gabriel, LL. So you've met Peter Gabriel? That's cool. But when we were running here, you know, both Mrs. and I, we weren't doing anything. And then her character falls down and, like, we thought maybe we died. And we're like, what? Did we die? And then, you know, they got these two walking. And I'm like, what the heck? We play the whole game and then we die at the very end and we don't make it out alive? And I was just like, what is going on here? This is insanity. Bobby Boo says, I love to play Final Fight in the arcade machine, but I also love to play Streets of Rage on the console. It's just that nostalgic feeling, yeah. Step says, I refused to let Peter Gabriel into a concert venue when I was working it as security. He didn't have a backstage pass. Ooh, you denied Peter Gabriel. Game City says, do you play 2 players by alone? Cool. And then you see we appear in the Cadillac, and I was like, woo! We're not dead. Oh yeah, me and the missus played this game. She was Hannah Dundee, and I was Jack. Peter was none too happy. Yeah, I bet. Bobby Vu says, I've got 2 Sega Nomads. Oh, look at that, Bobby. Step says, I didn't know what he looked at. He said he was Sledgehammer. I said, sure you are. Where is your pass? And Mrs. says, this was the funniest ending ever. It was definitely an interesting ending. So there is my playthrough, or I should say our playthrough on Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. We got everything. You want some Mikey J stuff? We got the Mikey J Productions for you. So take a chance and stop by. We'll take care of you.